Hi, I'm Hazel.
Hi, I'm Azura.
And I'm Jermaine.
And welcome back to Clarity's Hush Podcast. We hope you have had a good CNY break so far. What about you girls?
Not as much money as last year because didn't manage to see as many relatives.
Oh, yes, that's right, that's right.
You're married.
Yeah, this is good for me. The cap of 8 is very good for me.
Hey, really, this is the topic that we are going to be unpacking today. Money.
Wow, I
money.
love
Success,
money. Yeah.
right? I mean, does money equate to success? Okay, we'll cover that in just a bit. But today, we are going to talk about another topic related to finance, but mostly about our careers.
Okay.
So what does success really mean to us? Because we know some people chase after monetary success, but some people see prizes of recognition like success.
Okay.
Star awards maybe.
Oh. Hey, on that note,
Yes!
our dear Hazel, we are also proud of her because
so proud.
her radio show has been nominated for a Star Award.
For your
And
support.
it's the only solo show.
Exactly.
The rest of them have like 2 people, 3 people, 4 people.
And she's the youngest.
Exactly.
So everyone please vote for her. 请帮她
My
投
face
票。
super red. Thank you.
Okay, can get your
Okay.
speech ready already, huh?
Yeah.
Wow, my speech. I think Hush Podcast will be the only people listening to the speech.
Producer N can write for you.
Correct.
Her scripting is very good.
Correct. Hey, you know they have like the red carpet and then like the fence stand by the fence?
Yeah.
We go, Ken?
Okay.
We hold her picture?
Okay.
Okay, which picture, huh?
All.
Okay, moving on. Okay, so this is a form of success as well to some people, right?
Alright.
Prizes of recognition, awards, medals, promotions. And other people see success as a journey. Okay, but I'm going to ask you girls this question.
Alright.
What does success mean to you?
Wow.
Jermaine.
Okay. Growing up, I actually, my kind of like point of success was my dad. I always
He
looked
really
to him.
is so successful though.
And he came from nothing. He came from a family with 14 children.
Wow.
Struggling to eat.
1-4? Oh my goodness.
Struggling to eat, struggling to make money, and he came from literally rags to riches. So I always think success is being a business owner because that's how he found his success.
Uncle, I want to meet you.
How?
How?
Yeah, wow.
Yeah.
Okay, interesting. Okay, what about you, Azura?
Okay, I think this is a little bit, maybe it's not as popular an answer. And I think maybe people will be like, sure not, say only lah.
No,
but
we
I
wanna hear it.
honestly believe in it. I just want to be happy.
Oh.
Then
Why
I think
you
you're really
like that,
successful.
Yeah.
Because suddenly a lot of images of Azura just flashed by in my head, and 10 out of 10 times, right? She's smiling in my head. Yes! She said laughing. Stop laughing, Azura.
Why you hit her?
Yeah, then I think you really are successful.
I want to cry.
Yeah.
Aw.
Your face got the successful look.
Yes. You're so happy. You're laughing all the time. And I
Confident
really
in
like that about you.
yourself, yeah.
Really. Thank you. Really. And I think our listeners from Hush Podcast can also tell what a happy person you are.
Next to me lah, I'm like,
No. She's very cute. I just want to squish her and put her in my
I'm
pocket,
learning from her. I learn from her.
Okay,
What
so
about you,
for
Hayes?
me,
Yeah.
For me, I think my definition of success used to be like Azura. Why I say used to be, okay. So last time, my ideal version of success, my ideal concept of success, to have kids by the age of 28.
Oh.
You got
Coming
one more
April, I'm
year leh.
27 already. Yeah,
Okay,
I got
okay.
one more year to try harder.
Alrighty.
But now in this phase of my life, I realized that I have let all of those go.
Okay.
I no longer want to have kids by the age of 28. I don't even want to be married by the age of 28.
Okay.
I really just want to be focused on my career. And I find that this may be shocking. I still haven't like really absorbed it, whether it's a good change or a bad change. But I find that from wanting to be happy, to have my own family, this is my version of success, right? To now, what I think of when I think about success is financially capable,
Right.
having my own space, like what Jermaine said, my own business, having the ability to buy things for myself
Right.
without having to starve.
Woo.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Yep.
think this is what constitutes success
Okay.
to
Girl
me.
boss. Okay, I want to clarify actually, right? Just in case anybody says like, so you can be poor and like, will you still be happy? Okay, just in case anybody says that. So while I honestly just want to be happy, and I think I've worked hard in the past couple of years to bring myself to a state, right, where if I'm not happy, I'm done with it. I will do only things that makes me happy.
Wow.
And that's why, right, I feel very lucky every day because I come into the Conti every day and I'm so happy, and I think about people who have no choice but to go to work even if they hate it because they have a responsibility to fulfill or
Right.
they have mouths to feed, for example.
To those people listening to our podcast, thumbs up.
Really,
Really, really
so
respect
much
for you.
respect
We
for
respect
you.
you a lot. Yeah. And that's why I feel very lucky. But at the same time, right, while my ultimate, I think, version of success is I just want to be happy. I have to be happy at wherever I am and whatever I'm doing. But at the same time, I also think about, like, you know, if I'm going to have bad days, would I rather cry on the streets or cry in a comfortable home and in a nice car? You know what I mean?
Like, would
Of
you
course
rather
on the
use one
streets,
ply
eh?
tissue or 3-ply tissue?
Correct.
3-ply is always better.
Exactly.
What the hell?
It's softer, yeah.
Correct.
Or you can use a silk handkerchief.
Silk handkerchief, correct.
Right. Okay, which brings me to my next question. Luxury goods.
Okay,
So-
our favorite.
Yeah.
We talk a lot
Not
about
like,
it.
Not like 1-ply or 3-ply tissues, but bags that cost thousands of dollars.
Jewelry.
Does that mean you are successful if you can own these bags?
I don't think so.
I think that is one form of success. Monetary success.
My answer is yes as well. But
Okay.
okay, Azura, why don't you think so?
As in, I don't see it as, if you like it, you can afford it, and you want to buy it, sure, you know? But I don't think anybody who, let's say, doesn't have it should look at it and feel like, oh, I'm less. Or only until I have that, then I'm successful. Yeah. So I feel like there's nothing wrong with it. I mean, I cannot say there's anything wrong with it because I love it too, right? But, okay, my principle when it comes to luxury goods is that I don't think you should be starving for it.
For sure.
Yeah.
Not in debt for it.
Absolutely not. It should be spare change.
Yes.
It should be
Within your means.
exactly. I don't think you should be like putting aside
Right.
more than half of your earnings just to save up for it, you know? I don't think it should happen like that. If you do that, that's your choice. So as long as you're happy, as long as you're comfortable, you're not in debt, you're not starving, I think that's fine.
Right.
Yeah. But I don't tie material goods to success.
Okay.
Although I know it's like a benchmark for people, right?
Yeah,
Or-
like being able to afford a Birkin bag, like that is, you know, people look at you different. Like,
Yes.
oh, you must be successful to be able
Right.
to afford a $15,000 bag at the
Right.
least. Sorry,
Eh,
but that's
actually,
crazy.
I have something to say about that.
Oh,
But
I thought you were
okay.
going to say, I have a Birkin bag.
Okay, one, if you're listening, it's about time. Anyway.
Send link to Erwan.
Okay, so take this like a couple of years ago, right? So I had a saying for myself because I believe you shouldn't be saving for luxury items, right? I believe that it should be spare change, right?
Yes.
So I did say that, okay, because I love the Kelly. So,
That's the smaller one.
no, that's a different buckle one.
I don't even know.
I don't even know what
eh.
she's talking about.
Okay,
leh.
okay,
Wow,
we'll
tai tai
we'll
lai.
put a picture up here.
Yeah.
It's the MS, but instead of the Birkin, it's the Kelly, right?
Okay.
So I did say, because we've established that it's like 15K, some of them are like 20K. Actually got hundreds of thousands one also lah, the exotic leather. But okay, let's talk about the 15-20K one. So I did say at some point, right, like, okay, I would like to have this before I'm 30.
Okay.
Not because it's success to me, but because if I'm gonna buy it, it's spare change. Which means I have built enough
Right.
a savings that this
That allows for you to buy
allows
this.
for me to buy this. Yeah. So it wasn't exactly like directly success for me, but more like I want to live comfortably.
Right.
I want, to a certain extent, I guess I'm working towards financial freedom.
For sure.
Yeah. Although, I mean, financial freedom is very subjective, lah, right? Because, like, when will you ever be free? But comfortable, like, you know, just have enough to go around, not to worry.
Yeah.
Basically, not having to live month to month.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I know a friend of a friend. He's very into cars, and in
Okay.
order to afford his car, he's actually scrimping and saving every month. So I don't know if it's an ego thing for guys, but for him to buy that car, right, he actually really has not much money left for anything else, for his food, for his everyday life. You know what I mean? And I think that's very, very tough on him because
Guys
he
who are
wants to put
listening-
up this front. You know?
Right. Guys who are listening, right? Car is not an investment.
It isn't.
It's a
lah.
liability.
It's a depreciating asset.
Exactly.
For sure.
It's metal that will not leave you with very
Appreciate,
much.
Yep.
No, I think while it is a personal choice, but we're talking about like financial literacy here. And by the books of financial literacy, obviously you should not be scrimping or saving
Right.
for such a huge purchase.
And the thing is, he went ahead to get the car, knowing that he had to save a lot just to pay for the petrol and the car itself. And it isn't like a Toyota or Honda. I think he went for a sports car, you know.
Wow. That's his, kind of like sacrifice
Yeah,
for the
yeah.
car.
That's right. But what about you, Jermaine? I mean, we all know that you come from a very well-to-do family.
Oh.
What do you think? Like, do you think luxury bags or luxury goods mean that you are successful?
Actually, before she says anything, right, I just want to say that I've thought about this for a while. I'm
Okay.
very, very impressed with how her parents brought her up.
Ah, hey,
I
shout
am
out.
as well.
Yes,
I am as well. She's-
especially right a couple of weeks ago when she said, I don't think this was on air, but I remember we had a conversation about, coming from a comfortable background, and something Jermaine said stuck out to me, which was, but it's not my money, it's their money. And I felt, right, like, wow, her parents really did something right. Because I have tons of these friends, right? And ayo, sayang. It's very rare that you hear something like that.
To be able to differentiate what you earn and what your family earns.
Exactly,
Right?
because a lot of them are like, it's mine law.
Yeah. My parents, my
Well
law.
done,
Yeah.
Lem, mommy.
Clap for you,
Mama and
Jermaine.
Papa
Papa
Tan. There we
Jermaine.
go.
Amazing.
But back to the question about luxury
Yeah.
goods.
So this puts you in a very interesting position, you know.
Okay, so my dad used to, really put a lot of importance on like flashy things.
Okay.
When he was younger, when he like just made it.
Right.
And he, had a lot of like, these diamond watch. Like he loved to show people.
Right.
But in the last 2 or 3 years, he has completely shifted. Where now his focus is on health, happiness, and family.
Absolutely.
Yeah, he-
So can I have that diamond watch?
He doesn't, want flashy things anymore, flashy cars. But for me personally, right, my first luxury purchase was not a branded good.
Okay.
To me, in my perspective,
Your money.
my money. My first luxury purchase was a $12,000 investment plan.
Amazing.
Because I feel like I've got a new kind of like perspective where you should only invest in appreciating assets
Yep.
that will work to make money for you. Whereas like, if I buy, yes, I am wearing Dior shoes today, please don't judge me, but it doesn't appreciate.
Dude, I have never seen Jermaine wear something that is not branded. Like the other time she wore a pair of slippers, I was like, oh, finally, Pasar Malam slipper. Then I see,
The
a little
Balenciaga
Chanel.
ones, ah.
No, a little Chanel keychain was dangling from it. I'm like, wow.
What you didn't see on that pair of slippers was some scotch tape because it already broke. But maybe my underwear is not branded. Maybe, yeah. So it was an investment plan because that is like
Wow.
the most money I've ever spent on anything.
Right.
I was very scared to spend that money. But I don't regret it. Looking at my money grow, I don't regret it.
Amazing.
I really, really have to applaud Jermaine for
Amazing.
this. Very good, very good.
What about you, Hayes?
For me, likewise, into my first year of working, the first thing I bought was also investment plans for myself. Insurance, very, very
well done,
important. Yeah. But to me, that of course didn't make me happy. Not happy now. Of course, in the long run, after seeing my money grow, I'll be like, oh, I'm so happy I made this decision.
Exactly.
But thankfully for me, I have very financially savvy friends around me who advised me to go and do this. So that's why I did. So I feel like this makes me happy in the long run, but not immediately, of course, because you don't get to see your money grow there and then, right?
Yeah, it's not instant gratification.
That's
Exactly.
right. That's right. So to me, this maybe isn't the most well-rounded definition of success. But to me, when I bought my first luxury bag, it was a Chanel Boy,
Of course.
which I brought today
Show
because
it
I'm so
now.
extra.
Show it.
I'm gonna show it to you guys.
Let's take a look.
Okay.
Hey, you know?
I think we have never seen this.
I have.
Yeah, it's a Chanel Boy.
black one, ah?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know how much this means to me? I even remember the date I got it.
Oh my god.
2018, 4th of May.
Wow.
I bought it in the MBS store, Chanel, and it just hits different, you know what I mean?
Right. Because it's,
almost-
hard-earned money.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
It
almost
really
3 years
is.
old, your bag.
Yeah, and for sentimental reasons, I don't think I'll ever sell this bag lah. But look at
Wow.
Head on to our Instagram to
To
check
have a
out
look at
Hazel's
yes.
Chanel bag.
Very nice.
Can you
Yeah.
tell us how much it was?
this. Sure, I remember.
Okay.
$6,430 for this Chanel Boy,
I think now
caviar skin, small.
Oh my gosh.
now a lot more leh.
Yeah, correct. So the moral of my story is buy your Chanel bags now.
Correct,
kidding,
correct.
kidding.
It's true.
Yeah.
It's true. That's okay. So that's a line I use when I wanna buy bags.
Yeah, right.
Yes, I always
Okay.
tell everyone like if anything happens, I can sell my bags
Yeah,
and
that's right.
it's an investment. And then he just looks at me and, but will you ever sell?
That's
No.
right. No, we'll ever sell. But it really gives me such a good feeling to be able to afford my own bags.
Yeah.
And I feel
proud
like
of you, Liz.
yeah. It is a good feeling, but at the end of the day, when I see my credit card bill come right at the end of the month, I'm like, did I really do this? You know what I mean? But this bag has been with me for 3 years now, and every
take
time I
such
look at
good
it,
care of it,
Exactly.
though.
thank you,
It's
thank you.
perfect,
Yeah.
Every time I look at it, I feel very motivated. No, I know this sounds very bimbo, but you know, getting my luxury bags really motivates me to work,
work
harder,
harder.
every day.
Yeah.
Like prior to getting it, every day the reason for me to wake up and just go to work is to buy this freaking bag. So I mean, different things work for different people.
Yeah,
lah.
exactly.
I think the reason why maybe I don't place importance on luxury purchase is because my parents have blessed me since I was young. My dad, worked very hard for his money and he worked hard so that his children can have a happy life.
For sure.
He's always saying, buy whatever you want.
Right.
Even though, I know that, yes, it's his hard money, I'm not going to go do that. But they bless me with things like when we go on holiday and stuff.
So can I just ask,
Yeah.
how much pocket money does he give you? Like, is it on a monthly basis?
When
or
I was young?
Like,
I mean, you don't get pocket money anymore, lah, right?
No, for a long time.
when you back then when he's been blessing you with all these luxury products, does he give you money for you to buy it yourself, or does he buy them for you?
So let me tell you something. When I go on overseas trips, I know people will judge me for this, but you need to understand that my dad came from nothing and he
Right.
worked hard to have this money for
Yeah,
his children.
for sure.
When I go on overseas trips, before I leave, he would
Gives
ask
you his
me.
card.
No. He would,
Oh, no, huh?
oh, that one is too much. I
But
cannot.
I really thought that was the case.
No.
Okay,
so he would ask
yeah.
me, do I need more money? I said,
Okay.
no, it's okay. I already changed currency.
Okay.
He would slip me $1,000 note before I went on any trip. He
Sing
wouldn't want my
dollars,
mom
ah?
to know. Yeah, he would fold it up very small. Then he would like backdoor transaction like that. Then he would ask me to put it in my pocket. Yeah. But I don't ever spend it. I save it.
Okay.
Yeah, because I have no heart to spend it. Yeah.
They
Very
really
good,
did a
Papa
very
Tan.
good job with her, leh.
But because of that, I place less importance.
But I'm curious. But you have so many bags. Like, even, are you wearing LV? Your pants LV?
No.
Oh, no. Okay.
Inspired.
Your Dior shoes. Your Dior shoes.
okay.
Do you buy them out of your own money because you really own a lot of branded products?
So the ones from like maybe when I was still studying, that was blessed from my parents.
Okay.
Ever since I started working, is my own money.
Do they still buy you stuff on occasions?
More practical stuff.
Okay.
Like for birthdays and stuff. For my birthday, they might buy me.
Okay.
Yeah, but for regular purchases, I try not to bother them with it because I feel like I'm working now. I should afford it. If I cannot afford it, then don't buy it lah.
Like, if they're going shopping, for example, and you're with them, would she ask you, like, oh, pick out something that you want?
If we're on holiday, possibly.
Okay.
Yeah, but we haven't been able to
Yeah.
go on holiday for a
Yeah.
long time.
Hey, on that
Actually,
note,
yeah.
did you know that an article just came out that said that Singaporeans are the most travel deprived in the world?
Because we're so busy working, right?
Go Sentosa.
Because we travel all the time, right? So now that we can't travel, apparently we're the most travel deprived that we're dying.
We really are. But I think this answers my next question. Among the three of us, who are you most curious of what success looks like to her? I think based on our past conversation, we can safely say that the answer is Jermaine because, she's been blessed with many things growing up. And so we are really curious. So success to you, does it mean just solely being able to buy your own financial plans, to be able to build your own business ultimately?
Yeah, I think success has changed a lot for me, especially watching my dad grow.
Okay.
Now it's not just being a business owner,
Right.
but it's also being able to have passive income, like I mentioned. Like I think that at the very least, when you first start off, 20% of your monthly income should be passive income
Yep.
because you only have limited hours to work in a day. You cannot take on more than you currently have, which is max.
Yeah.
Right.
So you need stuff that you don't have to dedicate time to it, but it will make money for you.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then also I think I place a lot more importance on happiness, like Azura as well. Being mentally healthy and being able to like conquer your demons.
Okay.
I'm gonna add a little bit.
yeah,
Okay.
okay.
So obviously we all agree that we try our best to make our money work for us and things like that. But I also want to acknowledge that I understand that there are people out there who are living like day to day or like
Paycheck to
paycheck to paycheck, and we know that it sounds easier lah, you know, to say that, I mean, if you have extra or like abundance, obviously it's easy to save your money or to make it grow and work for you. But we also want to acknowledge people who don't have that option.
Exactly.
Because like quite recently, I think you may have seen this thread as well. There's a post going around, basically someone saying the difference between like the rich and the poor is that if you give them $500, the rich is going to invest that and turn it into more money, but the poor will use it up in a day. But it's because they don't have that option. They need that money, you know, and that's what people fail to understand. So we just want to
Acknowledge.
that,
Shout
and we
out to
understand that, absolutely understand that. Also, I want to touch on Jermaine actually, because
Don't touch me. Actually, can lah.
can lah?
Can,
okay,
can.
got consent, huh?
Your consent.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, because right, growing up the way I did, the schools I went to, so I have a lot of friends. I see people from all sorts of background as well. So there are two kinds of people. Okay, when we think about maybe those who are blessed to come from wealthier families, for example, right? There are two kinds of people, and we feel like maybe a lot of people have the perception that, oh, they're going to be spoiled and that they don't value money as much because it comes so easy to them. And then they're like the Jermaine sort, you know, the ones who, because you see, let's say you're a parent with money, and then you would think, is it okay that I spend on my child and I give my child all these luxuries because they might take it for granted? You know, people might say things and this and that. Oh, you know, they might just be like spoiled brats lah, basically, right? But then on the flip side, there are also those who later on in life feel like they don't need them anymore because they've already had them. That they understand that these things don't mean happiness or doesn't mean success because they've had them.
Like to if a rich person tells you money doesn't buy happiness, a poor person's gonna slap that person.
Exactly.
Like, what do you mean money doesn't buy happiness? But it's just different perspectives, and it's hard to understand from each person's point of view as well. Yeah.
Exactly. So like Irwan is quite similar to the things he says is quite similar to what Jermaine just said. So basically he likes watches a lot, or he was brought up in a way where we spend on bags, he spends on watches lah, okay? So from a pretty young age actually, basically his father has been buying them watches with value.
Tens of thousands of dollars.
Okay.
Even more.
So because of that, right, now it's like it doesn't matter to him.
Right.
Because he, like what Jermaine said lah, like you've had it, right? So it's not an importance to you. It's not like, oh, I work because I need to get this, or oh, I need to show this off. It needs to be of this brand because people need to see that I got status. It doesn't matter lor.
You're desensitized to it lah.
Exactly.
Okay, so now that we have touched briefly on what success means to us, I think there's also a difference in how women and how men perceive success. So a study from 2015 suggested that women are less motivated by pay, status, and power as compared to men.
From a study.
Yeah. And an even earlier study in 2010 found that men tend to place greater value on attaining, say, a higher position in his career and earning a higher salary, whereas women place a higher value on the actual experience of work.
Right.
The enjoyment of the job that you do.
Exactly. So even if women they earn a huge amount of salary, achieving a top position in the company, it's not as satisfying to them if they were not able to enjoy the days in work.
Right.
And I think that's interesting. Do you girls feel this way as well? A high salary and top position cannot make up for the days spent at work.
Yep, I believe in that.
I don't really. I feel like a lot of women in positions of power that we see these days, to them it's a lot about the status and about the salary. Some of them in higher positions might not really, fully enjoy the work that they do, but it's because they are in a world being run by men. So this is, what they know as success.
Do you think it's like weighing it out, like, you're gonna have problems in every job.
Right.
There's gonna be
That's very
something
true.
you hate
That's very true.
at any place, any company, any job. So I might as well
Earn more money.
exactly.
Yeah, I'm a bit ashamed to say my answer the same as well. I mean, happiness matter a lot to me.
Yeah.
But if I were in a position that allows me to earn a lot of money, I would really just grit through and just go through the job. Even though I hate my days in this company, I will spend maybe, say, 2-3 years in this company.
Right.
I will earn enough and then I will leave when my capital and my little pot of money is enough to sustain what I want to do after these 3 years.
Right.
Okay, so in the last year, right, the entire planet was suffering from COVID-19. And I'm very, very sure that this incident has affected how many people perceive success.
Yeah.
Has it changed your visions of success?
I think for me, not really. To me, because I didn't lose my job, thankfully.
Right.
I know a lot of people who have lost their income, and possibly that might have changed their definition of success. Yeah, but to me, it's really just health, happiness, which I guess, it's related to COVID-19.
Yeah.
And seeing, how vulnerable the elderly are, your parents are to COVID-19, you just want to protect them. You want to earn enough money that in a rainy day, you are able to support them.
Yes.
That's nice, that's nice.
Yeah, I think it's shown a lot of light on a lot of us that, wow, you really need to grow your reserves because something like this can happen, And thankfully, we all still have our jobs. Although I guess, personally for me, I earned less last year because, we didn't have events, we
For
didn't have anything.
the engagement.
Correct.
were lower.
So I definitely earned less last year, but I mean, I have nothing to complain about. I still have a job, I still have a monthly salary, and I know that it affected a lot of people, So, but I also feel like with those times, I think a lot of people started to realize that they've been losing out on so much time with their families.
Yes.
And last year, I think, gave a lot of people that opportunity because usually we're like hardly in the same place or hardly in the same country. But this time, everybody had to be there, right? So that was nice. And I think like for a lot of people, it sort of shifted their focus a little bit, especially for people who have been so focused in work for years that they missed out on like milestones, on like family events, on like, they missed watching the kids grow up, for example. So I think it was liberating for a lot of people. I've heard stories of that. Yeah.
For sure. That is positivity. So for me, I think we are all very lucky. As radio jocks, we are considered essential services and we still get to go back to the radio contis, if not just do our work from home. But at least we had our stable income and that was great. But I feel like that changed my definition of success a bit because in this period of time, I actually found that people who were the most susceptible or they can adapt fast enough to changes succeeded.
better, yeah.
Yeah, they did better. Many say shops who brought their businesses online, they were fast enough, quick enough to change, and that brings in success for them in terms of monetary value or exposure, for example. But for people who maybe could not move along as fast as the others, they may be losing out in a certain sense. Yeah, so that is scary, and this is also one lesson that COVID-19 has taught us.
Yeah, I think it's like capitalizing on opportunities. Like if you guys have heard a couple of home businesses, such as the Circuit Baker, doing immensely well.
Right.
How about Eat My CB? Have you guys heard that one?
Yes. I have.
Eat My CB is curry
bun.
buns.
Hey, what are you thinking?
Yeah. But it's capitalizing on opportunities that makes you successful.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So a note from our producer, who is also a Chanel dreamer, like me, like us.
This is producer N or L, huh?
Producer Anne.
Okay.
She said that her definition of success changed when she went to uni.
Okay.
Surviving uni and graduating alive was a success to her.
Well done to you.
Woo! Good on you. When she got her first job, gaining new knowledge and skills was also a success to her. And when COVID happened, starting Harsh Podcast and putting up the first ever episode for everyone to listen to was a huge success.
Indeed. Oh, we love you.
And look at us, we're in season 2 now.
Yeah, thanks for giving us a chance.
Yeah.
Even though we look like rascals, but
It worked out. Delinquents.
it worked out.
Okay, so here comes the very next question, which I think is a bit, is a big question.
All right.
Has chasing perfection in pursuit of success destroyed you?
Okay, so I think that in the last few years, since, coming out to work and really wanting to chase sort of like that monetary success, right? My health has taken a backseat. I should be the one worried about my dad's health, but my dad is worried about my health.
Right.
He comes to me every other week and he says like, you shouldn't take
Mei
on... No. He calls me Barbie.
Barbie?
Not
Like Barbie doll?
Barbie.
Oh, so cute.
He'll go Barbie.
So cute.
Even up till now,
Can
I'm
you
like 26
record
years old.
for us, please?
So he is very worried about my health. He will always say, don't take on too much. You sleep very late at night.
Yeah.
I don't want to see you like that.
So
when I
sweet.
should be worried about him. And for me, the health is the first thing to go. Social life is the next thing to go.
Right.
And it's like how I've normalized my way of living, unfortunately. Is that sad?
No, I don't think so. But
Okay.
for me, I also feel like I sacrificed a bit on the health side of things because being the night belt, right? Our sleeping hours, we have all been the night belt. I mean, me and Jermaine are still in the night belt. Our sleeping hours are a bit more different. And you would think that even though you're sleeping 7 to 8 hours every night, it really makes a difference at what time you sleep.
Yes.
Someone who sleeps at 11 p.m. every night versus someone like me who sleeps at 3, 4 a.m. every night. Wow, really got difference. I've never seen my eye circles this dark, you know.
Okay lah, looks alright, looks alright.
Concealer, the serum. But for the social life part of things, I feel like I sort of bring my social life together with my work, so I don't lose out so much on the social life aspect. I can still meet people, have lunch, and get things done.
I just want to say that being in Hush Podcast has really done wonders because we are three very like-minded people. We're in the same industry, you know, almost the same belt kind of situation.
Yeah.
And we have so much to connect on. So I'm very, very thankful that Hush brought us together. Really, it's helped my social life. a bit.
So like, because I'm greedy, right? And um, when I was still in the night belt, I still wanted to hold on to my social life. I still wanted to do a lot of things. I'm that person, you know.
Yeah.
And I've always been, since a young age, because I've always had a lot of things to do. So since a young age, the last thing on the list for me is sleep. It's the thing I sacrifice to have everything else.
Okay.
Yeah, so when I was doing the night belt, right, it was very unhealthy for me because to upkeep my social life, that meant that I would see friends after midnight, after I was done with work. 10 points to them for waiting for me till midnight, my goodness. And these were the people who were the happiest, right, when I shifted because they're like, oh my god, we're done with waiting for your ass till midnight, right? Yeah, but I would do that, you see, so I could still maintain this. And it was terrible lah. So I had a very bad lifestyle, right? You're like haywire. Now it's a little bit better. It's better. But I also feel like, as much as I feel like I should take my health more seriously, but I think because we've been blessed with like not much issues, for example, right? So I'm still at that point where
You're still
I put
happy.
other things before it, you know. And I think maybe moving forward, I should look a little bit more into that lah, because aging, you know.
People always say there's a triangle of money, sleep, and social life.
That's right.
You can only have 2 out of 3.
Yeah.
That's what people say lah. But we try to balance it.
Yeah, we try our best. For me, I wouldn't say I'll put sleep at the bottom of the list because
love sleep.
it's important to me. It's important to keep my career functioning, I feel. We need to work with a clear mind. But sad to say, my social life will come last. Career, rest, then social life.
I'm so glad she still makes time for us leh.
Yeah. What an honor. What an honor, really. Thank you, Hazel.
Lady Hazel.
Lady Hazel.
Okay, so we have discussed career success, but of course, success is more than just doing well in your career. There are many parts of success. It's different for everybody, and it can fluctuate daily, even hourly, every minute even.
Yeah.
And this is something we have to recognize and we have to accept and just adapt to whichever phase our life is at. So far, although we all come from fairly different backgrounds, you have only heard perspectives from us, 3 women in our 20s, and 2 out of 3 of us are unmarried. Yep, so there are many, many more people out there, yeah? So we went online to check what others say about success and what it means to them.
Interesting.
Okay, so we went to Reddit, of course, where people are very, very honest there.
Okay.
I think one of them said, you know, in the end, it's about attaining happiness.
Like
That is
Azura.
success. Yeah. Whether it be through monetary success, emotional success, family, children, as long as it keeps you happy in life for a long time, then I believe you have succeeded.
Amazing. But actually,
love
right, honestly, I feel like while a lot of people, you know, they want to be happy, but I think in that pursuit of happiness, right, it takes a lot of courage. It takes a lot of courage to say, this is not working out for me, I'm done.
Okay.
Because a lot of people don't have that courage to cut out things that are not working out for them. Either they feel responsible for it, or they feel like they have no way out of it.
Or they feel like they can't do better than it.
Exactly. Exactly.
The lack of confidence sometimes.
Correct. And I think it's important to acknowledge as well that success comes in like a variety of forms and whatever it may be for you, right? I hope you don't let people influence your choices.
Yes.
Because if that's your truth, that's your truth. If that's what you want, that's what you want. If that keeps you happy, that keeps you happy. But I think a lot of us still sort of take into consideration what people will think. You know, with regards to like luxury goods, maybe some people do it because they feel like, oh, it makes them look better or it makes them look successful. No point lah. I mean, there's no point if you carry $1,000 wallet but you have nothing inside, right? Oh, I'd rather carry a $1 wallet and like have $1,000 inside.
That is very, very true. Okay, so this is one. So this other person said,
Okay.
raising my children to be happy, loving, and caring individuals.
Wow.
This is success.
Just like your Erwan's brother, who last episode we actually said that he said it's okay to cry.
It's okay for boys to cry.
For boys to
little
cry.
boy, yeah.
Yes.
He's so cute, you know. So yeah, I bully him a lot.
No, so raising your children right is what this Redditor thinks.
Okay, so recently I had dinner with a friend and I had this conversation. So basically, I used to study abroad and he just came back. So he's been there for 7 years and he just came back. You see, his brother was also studying there. They're both here now because of COVID, right? And his father doesn't work in Singapore.
Okay.
So his father works somewhere nearby, but basically he only comes back once a month.
Okay.
And this has been going on for years.
Yeah.
So my friend is a practicing doctor and he's on bond lah. So he's in a government hospital right now. But well, you know, while a lot of us at this age, you know, we're caught up in the rat race and things like that. But I thought it was amazing when he told me that, honestly, I am not interested in what others are. Like everybody is, you know, chasing to be like a specialist, for example. But he says, honestly, I think I'll be very happy to just go into private practice where I get to choose my hours. I make as much as I work and I get to balance my
Work
work
and
and life. And then he cited his father as an example. And actually he said like, if I'm going to work so hard and miss out on everything for years and years and amass all that money and then for what? To send my kids overseas? And then I was like, oh,
That makes sense. That makes a
Wow.
lot of sense.
I think that proves that everyone's definition of success is different.
Okay, so like what Azra mentioned, I want to bring up this comment made by Michelle Fan on Girl Boss Radio, this podcast based in the US, that success to her has always been taking care of the immediate people around her.
Wow.
Her family, her friends. And she said this, if every single person on earth took care of the people immediately around them, we would have an overnight utopia on earth.
Wow. That is so true, you know?
Yeah, that is so true. And it makes me ashamed because I think I really haven't been dedicating the most time to my family members.
Okay.
We should really reflect.
Yeah.
So after this episode, has your views of success changed?
Wow. I believe so. I believe that, you know, success to me is really being happy in your own skin and not like judging kind of like your timeline by other people's timelines. And I wanted to kind of read something for you guys.
Okay.
Okay. A 4-year degree attained after 7 years is still a degree. A graduation at the age of 50 years old is still a graduation. A Mercedes that you buy at the age of 60 is still a Mercedes.
Yes.
Don't let other people bully you with their timelines of success. You are not late. You are not early. You are very much on time.
so nice. Oh, I
amazing.
love that.
So I think that really, I just want the Hush listeners to know that don't be pressured when you see your peers achieving way more. Don't ever feel like it's too late for me. It is never too late
It is
for
never
you.
too late.
I agree. I very much want to keep to my own timeline and my own perception of success, which I think after this episode, I will still hold close to me my perception of success. I will still work towards it. And only when I'm ready to change it, then I will, based on my own timeline.
And based on what both of them just said, right? I think while people know me as always smiling and laughing and everything, obviously, like, I cry too, right? Obviously, you know, it's not like a bed of roses every day, but I try and keep it to 5 minutes, lah. That's how I keep myself happy.
Yeah. That's me. That's me as well. Don't be upset more than 10 minutes.
How to
Yeah.
control? Okay, y'all teach me, yeah?
But every time I find myself in situations like that, like let's say I'm down, for example, right? I think about this phrase which says that the wrong train will still take you to the right station because that is exactly where you're supposed to be.
Oh.
You know, you may have wanted something else, but there must be a reason why you were brought somewhere else instead.
Okay.
And the reason may not be clear now, but it will make
be.
sense in due time.
Yeah. Like if you take Circle Line instead of the Northeast.
Downtown line.
yeah. by accident.
I
right?
honestly don't know what those lines are and
But
what
now
colours
they
are.
all connect now, so you can still end up at the right destination. Don't worry.
You can still go to Pasir Ris.
Thank you to our Ministry of Transport. Very good transport system.
But I think Azura brought out a very good point. And especially knowing that we can thrive in messy and imperfect moments. You know, it's these times that make us develop resilience.
Yes.
They make us grow.
What's the most important? Resilience.
Yeah, I think as a generation, we are all stronger because of COVID-19 and we are all better for it.
But we're done with you now. So
Yes,
please.
we are done. Please leave. Yeah, the door is there. But also one last note, right? That if you are someone that wants to pursue monetary success, material success, it is not wrong to want to be rich. There is no wrong in that.
Yeah.
I think that you need to just, really check yourself when it comes to financial literacy and to make sure that you are able to provide yourself on a rainy day.
It's not wrong to want nice things. You said that earlier.
It's not wrong to want nice things, but you need to be able to protect yourself on a rainy day.
Yes.
Yep.
And also, I'd like to remind you that while chasing perfection, just remember to take care and take note of yourself. Don't lose too many things that are precious to you in the process. It ultimately should be a journey that you should enjoy.
Wow.
Success is a journey.
Success
We've come
is a
full
journey.
circle.
We've come full circle. Yes.
Yeah.
I also figured that I think success is a balance. Because we all want more than one thing.
Yes.
Yeah, but it's a balance, Obviously, you want your goals. You want to achieve certain things. You want certain things. But you also want to keep yourself happy at the same time. So it's a balance.
Yes.
It's a Balenciaga.
Yeah, so I think for me, right, success means that I'm happy.
Yes.
Success means that I'll have the courage to leave if I'm not happy. That I do my best every day. That I'm better than I am yesterday.
Yes.
So I always tell my listeners on air, right? Every day I tell them, right, that you don't have to achieve great things. Like if you want something, just take little steps every day. It's really okay if it's little.
Your own timeline, like Janine said,
Exactly.
right? It doesn't matter when you reach, as long as you reach it in the end.
Yes.
Right, so with that, I hope you managed to take away a thing or two from this episode. I really enjoyed myself this episode.
Yes. I mean, let us know what you think is your definition of success and share with us your thoughts. We would love to unpack them.
Exactly.
So thank you everyone for joining us on this episode of the
We wish you nothing but success.
Yay! If you have any questions, feel free to slide into Clarity's DM on Instagram at itsclarity.co or email us at hello@itsclarity.co. So thank you once again. I'm Hazel
I'm Azura.
And I'm Jermaine.
and we'll see you next time.